Okay, I'm going to talk about a fish hook that I made, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. So, get ready. Okay, so this is a fish hook I made, and we're going to do a quick setup, and then I'm going to also show you how to make this one that I made. So, this would be a quick tip on fishing line and how to set up this hook. Paracord. If you get the inside of it, there's 7 strands in here. Each of them is equal to 50 pounds of weight. And 50 pounds of weight is a pretty dang good fishing line. So, this is how I set my hook up. So I cut notches here, here at the end, right there, and then right up here. I'm going to show you how I set this thing up. So, I'm going to do a Canadian jam knot. And if you want my video on the Canadian jam knot, I'll put my URL in the description of this video. But we're going to set it up, the jam knot. Then what we're going to do is put it right there on the bottom notch. So you tighten this thing down. Then, nope, well, it'll still work out. Then, what we're going to do is with that notch at the bottom, run the string there. Then with the notch here, run it through, and we're going to make a loop. If I can get it, it's pretty cold out here, so don't have the same fine motor skills. But anyway, pull it through that loop and create kind of a loop on that notch. Then we're going to do the exact same loop and pull on the upper portion of it. And we'll stick that right there and pull that nice and tight. And now what you got is a hook that's connected here, 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 and also up here, and that gives you the dangling that you need from the right position. So, with a 50-pound line, you can catch almost any trout, unless you find some ginormous monster, and some salmon too if you're in that kind of area. But obviously, this is not a good length for a fishing line. This is just a demonstration. You'd use whatever fits you the best. So, that's the quick setup for the fishing hook, and now I'm going to show you how to make it. So, stay with us. So, I'm going to start sawing it down to what we need. So the first thing we'll do is just saw this area off. Okay, now that we cut it down to shape, it's still pretty dang big. This is a huge fish hook. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start whittling it down to the right shape. So, that's what I'm going to start now. If I can get my blade out. Alright, so I like to start by taking off the bark, because that shows you how much wood you actually have and not how much bark is covering up. Okay, now that we got the bark stripped off, I'm going to start whittling this down to the right dimensions. And that last fish hook I made was a little bit big for the average size trout that you're going to find. So what I'm going to try to do with this one is I'm going to try to make this one just a little bit smaller. So as long as I keep whittling this, I'll eventually get it down to the size I need. Another thing that I like to do is, if you noticed before how this was kind of a straight with a point coming into it, what I like to do is I like to whittle this down till this is one flat area here. So that way this comes to a point, and that'll give us a little bit of an easier thing for the fish to grab onto, and also for that little area there for the string. So stay with us and I'll whittle this thing down. Okay, so after we got the basic shape, now just gonna do some more carving down, whittling it down, and then we'll make the notches that we need to lash our string onto the hook. And that's gonna be one right in line with the notch of the hook, another one on the prong itself, and in line with the notch. Then put some where the top of the hook is going to be. I just put it on the edges and not all the way around, so I don't screw up the integrity of the hook itself. But now all we need to do is tie it, and we got ourselves a hook. Okay, so we got our fish hook, the one that I made before, and then we got the one that I just finished. And I made these notches a little bit deeper, so it works a little bit better. Now, I'm going to go back to that same piece of paracord that I used for this fishing string. I'll just grab another strand here. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie it the same way that I did this one right here. So, we're going to start out with a Canadian jam knot. Okay, so I get the jam knot set up before I actually put it on the hook. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do is put it like I did before on the actual, hang on there, let's see if we can get this thing to be unblurry. There we go. Right there on the barb itself. Then we're gonna run it through the notch there. And for this knot, it's gonna be around and through. You can get it. There we go. And we're going to put that right on that notch there. And with these deeper notches, this hook is tying a lot easier. Now we'll move up to the top one. We're going to do the same thing. A loop and through. Hang on. There we go. And we have our second knot tied. Just tighten that thing down. And we got ourselves another fish hook. So that's 2 fish hooks, and these could be made within like 10 minutes. So these would be good for catching whatever kind of fish you need. And then you just snap this tail off so it's not in the way. And that's pretty good. So okay, so like I said in the beginning of this video, I was showing you how to string this. Paracord these individual strands are 50 pounds. And this is also, paracord is also known as 550 cord. And so what that is each one of these strands is 50 pounds. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. That's 7 strands, each equaling 50 pounds, plus the outside case, which is a 200-pound weight. So 350 plus 200 equals 550, and that's how it gets the name 550 cord. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, hopefully not dislike, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys, and be sure to check out our Facebook page. Adios.